And so I kind of knew who you were, but I didn't know who you were, right? And got to know you. One day you were playing something. You were rehearsing for something, and then you started playing. Yes,
the trademark.
And I lost my shit in my room, and I walked over, and I listened, because I was like, dude, this is the song that when I'm on tour, and me and Cindy are driving to some ungodly part of North America, and we have 4 hours to get there, and it's 2 a.m. I'm putting that. There's 2 songs I put on to wake up. And Ben knows this as he has driven with me. That or Roots.
Oh, sick.
So I have to give you. We got to give Chris his props.
Same
got to give Chris his props for that one.
And just for people that are like, okay, I don't know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about Davidian by Machine Head, and that totally characteristic, like nobody else plays it. And see, I've had friends that have tried to play it. I played with some really great drummers in my life, but now I play with Chris, and only one person hits those notes that way. You can't. I just don't know anyone else. He wrote it,
yeah.
But there are guys. We know guys
who try to play it.
No, they're great, but they don't do it like him, man.
Right.
And I give him credit for having that trademark fucking drum fill. That's like iconic fill.
I mean, again, I have to admit that the part of this is a thank you to you people for making this music.
What do you mean, you people?
Damn, Crocodile Dundee.
Hey, we haven't even started the political section of this thing yet.
Wow.
You got me on that one.
Awesome.
Craig, what brought you? Craig, what drew you to the guitar?
Oh man, well I wanted again from my family. One thing I got to say about my mom, aside from the health department thing, is that she was also the president of the League of Women Voters of Las Vegas and Nevada. Mm-hmm. So I had a little bit of political, like pushing for equal rights, always looking out for equality was a huge thing. She wasn't like a militant by any. She was an organizer. Mm-hmm. So my whole family did. I mentioned no one played music, right? Mm-hmm. So we moved to the Bay Area. I have never got to play an instrument, really, except for sit at somebody's piano or grab an acoustic guitar with a penny or something. And I'm like, I got to play something. I want to play drums. Drums are too loud. All right, well, can I play bass? And my stepdad had 3 kids who were in a band called The Soul Connection. Mm-hmm. And they practice in his garage, though. Bass is too loud. It carries down the street. Can I play guitar? You can turn it down, right? Yeah. That's why I played guitar. So I went down the line, and then I found what was right for me, and that was my beginnings to guitar, and it was an immediate thing for me where okay, this is right. I heard riffs, I heard songs. I was in Forbidden Evil before I had turned 6. I was already 15 when we started Forbidden Evil, so I hadn't been playing for more than a year and a half by that time. And I had a guy like Rob Flynn who was incredibly well-versed and a couple years ahead of me in playing as my mentor like El Duce. But yeah, he was like, kind of my mentor. What?
Oh, you look at your dog.
Oh, Lucy's awesome, by the way. I love your dog. Your dog.
Clap it up for Ben's dog.
So that was my origin story.
Rick.
Yes, sir. Guitar. So I went before guitar. I played piano. And I played ragtime piano.
Oh.
I used to take lessons from this dude named Chuck Dutton up in Kensington, Berkeley. Old drunk dude. And my grandma wanted me to learn how to read music, and I was like, man, I can't. This is crazy. This looks like gibberish. I didn't want to learn how to read music, dude. So I just and then I sold the piano that I had, and I bought a Univox Strat. And then the reason I play guitar is I got to give Eddie Van Halen credit for that.
Oh yeah,
he's the one that really got me stoked on the guitar for sure.
When you heard Eruption or what?
Yeah, the whole VH1, absolutely.
Game changer.
Blue, total.
Was VH1 a game changer for all you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
If anyone who says it wasn't, it's just being a dick.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
for real.
For me, it was the tuning on the drums thing.
Yeah,
You know, because
Alex
you know,
Alex
is
70s,
so underrated, dude.
70s drums, you know, they're big and rubbery, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, of course they go doom, doom, doom low, right? But there was not a thing happening.
Yeah.
And Alex comes from a big band kind of mentality, right? So then I find out his drums are tuned to the A train, right? And you know, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay, that is a thing, right? And for me, he hit the cymbal on the right note, right side cymbal with the right side chord, and that all became like a musicality to me that I really heard, and of course Neil Peart as well. But for me, like getting into that record was unbelievable, unabashed, unapologetic.
So raw.
And then I want
rock
to
and
ask
roll, dude.
I want to ask this final question before we start taking questions from the crowd, which we've always wanted to do at a live show. We never get to do.
That's true. Yeah.
So we finally get to do it. You know why? Because Matt and David weren't here.
Yeah. There's like one guy who knows who
Who they are.
Yeah, we don't have a point of reference for that one.
That's okay. Just they're nice guys.
actually good friends.
Good friends of ours. I'm just not famous enough. That's all it is. It's just me. It's me being a doucher.
Yeah,
But-
the guy, he's still mad because this guy in the front row who watches Matt and David's show and watches my show and doesn't watch This Is Revolution. But, this is
He saw me on someone else's show. It's like, oh, come check it out. I'm in the area. I'm fucking glad you're here, brother. I'm glad you're here.
it kind of doesn't sound like it.
It's just, you know, it's a family vibe. We fuck with everybody. Please don't. We haven't gotten to the racial humor yet.
Please stay.
But seriously, you guys were part of a scene that for me I talk about on my show all the time. There's a few things I talk about all the time. It's 90s hip hop in the Bay Area because I was there for that. And I always talk about the Bay Area metal scene because after getting to know you guys as well as I've gotten to know so many of you dudes, and a lot of you guys have been extremely helpful to me, from fucking Billy Gould giving me and Cindy microphones when stuff broke, Ted always giving me something. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Chris always giving me some advice, helping. You actually helped put a show on for me and Cindy before. Yeah. So what I always saw from that scene, to me, it's to me, you guys might tell a different story, was a certain amount of camaraderie amongst the people in it. I remember there was a cat, he had played in Testament for a few records. I can't remember his name. No.
James Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
And everybody came down to just say what's up to him at the studio. And I thought that was dope that they just heard their boy was in town. I was like, oh, our boy's in town. Let's
James
go say
is
what's
like,
up. So,
he's a shredder, bro.
like, real quick, tell me about the height of that scene and tell me about when you felt that scene was over and why do you think that was?
I'll take the over part.
I'll tell you what.
The height
The height.
of the scene?
Yeah.
Well, how high can it get? Jesus Christ.
I don't see a height
There's
or
no
a
height.
low. I don't think it's ended. A lot of people love to talk about how grunge came in and crushed metal. And then I hear a lot of bands like, oh man, as soon as Nirvana came out, we were dust. Burn My Eyes.
Yeah,
That
Burn My Eyes.
happened
Well, listen,
the
see what
same
year.
week.
You know what? I get this shit all the
So
time.
I'm not gonna. I don't play into that. I think our culture is one of the strongest music cultures that's ever existed on Earth.
100%.
It still is.
Doo-wop
Oh,
didn't
dude.
last as long. Boy bands don't last as long. Anything.
It's for real, dude.
Anything. It refuses to die. I was just talking to Mike Muir the other day, and we were talking about how I had done an interview when they released the 13 album, and he met a family of 5 generations of Suicidal fans.
Jesus.
Great grandpa, dad,
Yep.
son,
Yep.
right? Freaked him out. Like in the interview, he was visibly like he was tripping the whole interview on this revelation,
Mike's a pretty
right?
passionate dude.
You know, Ozfest.
Huh?
Guy's
Yeah.
head on straight.
You know,
No,
you
he's a
got
pretty
dad there to
passionate
see
dude.
Black Sabbath. You got the daughter to see Devil Wears Prada. You got the little son there to see Slipknot. And, you know, down the line
Yeah.
to the band out in the parking lot at 9 a.m. Who the youngest kids, you know. It's relentless, man. It doesn't stop. It hasn't stopped. There's been bumps in the road and everything like that. And
It
there's
might have
been
grunge.
you know,
was there, and there was in the early '90s there was a bump in the road for thrash, but there you know like for Exodus, for example, Force of Habit, people slag on that album all day long. I fucking love the album myself.
It's guitar mania on that one.
It is, but the songs are
best solo
different.
work.
They're not balls out, you know, 200 BPM all day long. There's grooves on it, you know what I mean? But I know it's constantly evolving, as it should. Please, as it should, or else it's just gonna get stagnant. You know what I mean?